e-litre weapon in Splatoon is the highest range version of the chargers, making it ideal for players wanting to keep the farthest distances from foes. When compared, the basic and custom versions have the same range, but the scoped variant has a tiny bonus making it technically a bit better than its non-scoped counterpart, although the focused view reduces awareness of your surroundings, making it more difficult to use properly. Players who pick up any of these weapons should know that it takes 3 uncharged shots to splat a foe, even if they have defensive equipment on. If you charge your shot, it will splat a foe instantly at about 75%. However, with defensive equipment, it will take a bit more time to splat someone. With full defense, you'll basically need a full charge, which takes much longer than any other weapon. To rectify this, equipping your character with a full set of damage up close makes the e-litre significantly more potent at splatting quickly. For one, it only takes 2 shots on no defense foes to splat them. Moreover, a charge of roughly 55% will splat them in a single hit, making the e-litre somewhat similar to a Squiffer, but with more range. Of course, when hitting foes with defensive equipment, it will still take a bit more charge time to splat them instantly. A 75% charge should work on anything though. One of the drawbacks of the e-litre is its limited ink supply. Only 3 full shots can be fired before running out with a tiny 4th one. Some equipment can allow your Inkling to fire almost 4 full shots, but I personally recommend using ink recovery instead. You'll want to be nimble and accurate when using this weapon. Although intimidating, an e-litre sticking to one spot in a match is easy to predict and to overcome. If you're using the non-custom version, remember that you can use your super, the echolocator, to instantly refill your ink supply. The standard version also comes with burst bombs, giving Inklings not amazing with accuracy, an easier option for up-close and personal encounters. You can splat foes with the sub in 2 direct hits, but with the e-litre you'll generally want to rely on them to finish off foes that you couldn't quite splat instantly instead. Relying too much on these for every close encounter can dilute your ability as a charger user, because most players forget that you can only throw 3, perhaps 4, burst bombs with a full tank. Since most players won't get into close combat by their own accord, they'll likely forget that they only have enough ink to throw 2 or even 1 bomb, and end up wasting time trying to throw another one when they could be firing a quick shot with their main weapon. Burst bombs do not cause much splash damage, taking 4 hits to splash someone, so try to remember to use your main weapon simultaneously. Damage up clothing helps too. Of course, the custom e-litre is a good way to teach a player to count on their accuracy in all instances. That, or activating the Kraken special to force opponents to flee from them. This special in particular is great for players who want a more lone wolf type of playstyle, as it can be used to breach into enemy territory for advantageous sniping angles. It's risky though. Don't be afraid to super jump back to safety using your squid beacon sub. If you want, you can also use your squid beacons as pseudo-defensive shields, but don't expect them to protect you from everything. Finally, note that when you're in the air, charging takes a bit longer. This applies to all chargers, but it is especially noticeable with the e-litres. Remember that when you're using these weapons, it's all about your range. You can hit opponents long before they've noticed you, or even from locations they simply don't expect you to hit them from. Make sure to test out this weapon on all maps to gauge where you can hit them from yourself, because some of those angles are outrageous. As an extra piece of advice, if you're facing off against an e-litre user, you'll need to either use teamwork, specials, or your cunning skills to bypass them. But one mistake can easily cost you. And if you're playing on more towers, well, it's going to take a bit more than your 100% to deal against that kind of advantage. In other words, splat them before they splat you. If you want me to cover a specific type of weapon in another video, say so in the comments section below. And if you want more tips on Splatoon matches, don't forget to check the playlists. In the end though, I hope you've all enjoyed this video, and all have a very nice day.